it's for a really long time.
Why are you smiling like that? You're making me nervous.
I'm nervous.
Why are you nervous? Mexico, are you
TV.
nervous? Do you appreciate me calling you Mexico? Because I was saying another name before you got in here.
All right, chill out now.
Hey everybody, I'm your host Shania Richburg, and this is Culture Pop.
Hi, I'm Mae Krell, and I'm hanging out with Culture Pop.
Hey, what's up? I'm Nash, and I'm hanging out with Culture Pop.
Hey Culture Vultures, welcome to Hot Topics, where we divulge juicy secrets from the pop culture world. Let's get started, shall we? First up, Meek Mill, Justin Bieber, and 2 Chainz all show love and support following a Chris Brown rape allegation. Chris Brown was detained in Paris last week after a woman claimed he raped her. He has since been released. Meek Mill posted on Instagram, quote, "And what happens when somebody falsely accuses you of a crime? Nothing. Hold your head up, Chris Brown." Justin Bieber also says, "No one can touch you. You're the GOAT." Following these allegations, Chris Brown posted on Instagram that his Black Pyramid clothing company is offering various t-shirts with this profane phrase. This post has since been deleted. Next up, we have Cardi B's State of the Union. Stephen Colbert started a petition to get Cardi B to deliver the Democratic Party's official rebuttal to President Donald Trump's State of the Union following the 35-day government shutdown. She says, quote, "Why not? I get straight to the point. Government shutdown is over." Cardi has become more and more vocal on social media, and this time in politics. Make your money moves, girl. And on a lighter note, for all you Princess fans out there, Anne Hathaway revealed that a Princess Diaries sequel is in the works. On Bravo's Watch What Happens Live, Hathaway announced that there is a script for a 3rd movie. She says, "I want to do it. Julie Andrews wants to do it, and original producer Deborah Martin Chase is also on board. Guess we're headed to Genovia, ladies and gents." Lastly, rapper of the famous hit song and originator of our favorite dance, Crank That Soulja Boy, has made a viral return to the public media. The artist, with very popular songs like Pretty Boy Swag, Ya, Gucci Mane, and Kiss Me Through the Phone, each song streaming tens of millions of plays and views on average. He recently appeared on stations like The Breakfast Club and Complex to make a bold statement. He says he's not being credited as the creator of the newest mainstream wave of hip-hop, and that this is the year he will make an outstanding comeback. The artist has dissed other celebrity artists like Drake, Kanye West, Tyga, and Ariana Grande. He claims that Drake and Ariana have taken his flows on songs without permission, insulting Kanye West's sneakers and political views, and mentioning how Tyga lost his ex-girl, Kylie Jenner, to hip-hop artist Travis Scott. Will 2019 be the year Soulja Boy returns? Let us know. And coming up next, we will chat with dream pop artist Mae Krell about finding yourself and becoming an artist at a young age. Then later, we'll be chatting to our panel about the rise of internet musicians. Stay tuned for more on Culture Pop.
America's got a big problem losing your keys. Hi, I'm Locksmith, and I'm here to serve your car problems. Locked your keys out of your car? We gotcha. Lost your keys? I'll go and find them. Our newly trained convicts can break into any car. This Papa John's car will get that pizza for you. Punch buggy, punch yeah! Yellow cars, black cars, boats! Don't forget about boats, guys! We got boats! This car, yes you? Yeah you! We can break into your car any day, any time! Should get some more business because of this. Sir, whoa, sir, do you need help? Sir, are your keys locked in your car? Move aside, sir, I'm an expert. Ah.
Welcome back to Culture Pop. We recently sat down with singer-songwriter Mae Krell to chat about their music career and life as a young touring musician. Let's take a look. Hey everybody, it's Shania, your host for Culture Pop. We are here at Smart Punk Records with the singer-songwriter Mae Krell. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
All right, so are you ready to hop into it?
Yeah, of course.
All right, let's do it. So, if you had to describe your music to someone who's never listened to it, how would you describe it? What's the style? What's the feel? What would you say?
I think in terms of sound, it definitely leans towards the singer-songwriter genre. The production on the recent record hits a little bit more in like the pop singer-songwriter area, which is cool. And content-wise, it's definitely super personal. It's raw. It's honest. It keeps that singer-songwriter feel, which I really love.
Awesome, that's dope. So 2019, a new year. What are some of your goals for this year, whether they be in music and photography?
Well, Happy New Year. I'm stoked. Yeah, I mean, I'm working on demoing new stuff for a new record, so the hope is to kind of get maybe a Monsters acoustic out between that as well. We recorded an acoustic version of the track, which will be fun, I think, and then work on that new stuff. I don't know if it's going to come out in 2019. Don't want to say it
right.
You know, but definitely working on a new EP, lots of really cool visuals, lots of video ideas, lots of really talented people who are on board. So I'm super stoked about that.
So when it comes to, you know, your music and your style, who's some of your biggest influencers?
I think if you go back I think lyrically and actual like genre-wise influences differ for sure. Okay. The first kind of singer-songwriter that I heard that I was like, wow, this is really cool was Simon and Garfunkel. Okay. I grew up listening to them. I love their stuff. And then the first gig I ever saw was Ed Sheeran. And it was in his Plus era when he was doing like full loop and like acoustic. And I was like, this guy is like this is what I want to do. Like he was the first time that I kind of like realized I wanted to do that. And then like I love Bowie. I grew up listening to Nirvana and Pink Floyd and Elton John and kind of like all of those greats in all those different areas. And so I think there's just an influence that comes from everywhere.
Okay. And last year you released your EP, Anabasis.
Yeah.
Did I say it right, y'all? Okay, so can you tell us a little bit about your EP and what does the word mean?
Yeah, so Anabasis is Greek, and like in a literary term, it means like a rebirth or like a rise from the death or from an underworld or from a hell. And the songs on the record are ordered in a way to represent that growth. So it starts with like the kind of the sadder ones, and it goes into a little bit more hope, like going from the dark places to finding a little bit of light, which was a really important concept for me to be able to push.
Yeah, so let's talk about the tour. 6 weeks?
8 weeks.
8 weeks. 8 weeks.
8
Okay, 8 weeks. So tell me where you went. What was that experience like for you, being young and touring?
Yeah. We had our first show in Jersey because I live in New York, so we kind of started out, and then we went all the way. We kind of went south on the way over. We got to the southern tip of California, went up the coast through like Oregon and Washington. Well, we just played in Seattle,
right.
And then we kind of went all the way back. Ryan Casada, who's like the best, he headlined the West Coast dates. Okay. And so we kind of reached the West Coast, stayed with Ryan, had our dates, that kind of leg with him, and then headed all the way back to New York City. I
want you to tell me about those last, few shows you had back home. So talk about those. What was that like? You just did 8 weeks of touring in all these different places, but bringing it back home and having your fans there. What was that like?
Yeah, we decided we wanted to end off the tour in New York as opposed to starting it off, which is a lot of people will do their kickoff in their home city. Right. But we thought it would be cool to come home after 8 weeks to like our friends, our family, and our local fans to be able to like put on this really special show also after having that practice of playing every night for so many weeks, we decided to do like kind of a DIY thing. So we used like a living room, and we sold like really cheap tickets and did like 40 people in the living room of this like apartment in Midtown. Like had our tour manager stand at the door and check off names, like as if it was like a party or something.
But that's unique. Like who does that? Like nobody does that.
Yeah, it was cool. And then we had our little merch set up on the side, and we got to just kind of like hang out and be like, yeah, we have these shirts left over. We have some stuff. Just like let's like hang out. And I got to like I played through all of Anabasis in order, and I played the new stuff that I have that's not out yet. I played some covers. Like we really did like a full solid long set in the order that it was meant to be in, which was really cool.
And you're also talking about constantly on the go and doing so many things. You do a lot. You have your magazine, you have photography, you have your singing, songwriting. How do you find time for you?
I think the stuff that I do is me. I think that's kind of where it's come in. Like I have my like day job also, and then I do freelance photo stuff, which I think is fun, and it's also my way to see live music, and it's also a way that I make money and that I really enjoy. And then when I play shows and when I record and when I'm writing, like that's me. Like I don't need to like take a break from that. Like 8 weeks on tour, and I felt like I could continue another 8 because I was just, I mean, it's hard work and you're working around the clock, but it's just so much fun. You know, it's worth it. So. Yeah,
you found your why, and that's what makes it worthwhile. And then lastly, what can we expect from you in the next year? What's 2019 have in store?
That Monsters acoustic for sure.
Yes.
Which the record, we recorded it when I was younger for sure. And if I look back at it now, I would have definitely wanted to do it in more of a stripped down sense. So we recorded this like kind of new acoustic, just like up at like Purchase College with a friend of mine's friend, and put like a little bit of strings on there, just like very bass acoustic stuff recorded in like less than a day. And I'm stoked to put that out. And then hopefully we'll have teasers and some of the beginning content of the new record coming out by the end of the year.
Yeah, well, cool. I'll definitely be looking forward to it. Thanks so much, Mae. We appreciate having you here. Guys, we will see you back in just a minute.
Experience, the sea, art, lifestyle, travel. This is Seek to See More.
Welcome back to Culture Pop. The music business has been popping, to say the least, since the rise of fame from YouTube and SoundCloud artists have been taking over the radio waves and storming the charts. On today's panel discussion, we are going to be talking about the rise of internet music in today's society. On the panel tonight, we have consumers Jack Casero, and we can't forget about our SoundCloud artists, BTMG Mexico and Shrey Lamy. Thanks for joining us, everybody.
Thanks for having us. Yeah, good to be on.
Well, thank you so much for you all being here. When we come back from SoundCloud to the Billboard Top 100, we'll talk with Nash about this happy, sad music and his new album, We. Are you guys ready?
Yeah.
All right. So we've seen the success of artists that were discovered online, such as Justin Bieber, Lil Yachty, Shawn Mendes, and even The Weeknd. How does that change the way you find and listen to music as a consumer? Does it make you want to look for them in more places than just the radio?
Yeah, I mean, it's like just all about options. Like, there are so many different places where you can find stuff. Like, it's not just SoundCloud, Spotify, YouTube, all that stuff. Like, I don't really like listen to the radio for new music. I like, that's the popular stuff.
Awesome. Okay. So with the rise of many musicians on these streaming sites, how do you think that affects your career as artists? Shreyla, do you want to go first?
Yeah, I just feel like with all the different sites you have available, you definitely want to promote and get your stuff out to as many different audiences, like you said. Talk about different options, but yeah, it's important to get yourself up with like the websites you were talking about earlier, with like the mixtape ones and whatnot, and just promoting, I guess, your brand and what you want to talk about in as many ways as possible.
Okay, so. BTMG Mexico, before we hear your answer, let's take a look at what Mae Krell had to say from our interview earlier this month.
I haven't done as much with YouTube as I'd like. I'm definitely kind of gearing more into putting stuff out on YouTube now with like covers and kind of starting to record. I put my first like covers on SoundCloud when I was like 15 and had my little like blue mic in my bedroom, plugged into my laptop, and I was like covering like the 1975 like, chocolate with like the 3/4
covers,
guitar. Yeah. So I think but SoundCloud was, I mean, I didn't have a big following on there, but it was the first time that people who didn't know me were like, this is cool. Yeah. And I was like, wow, like this might actually be like, people think this is cool. Right. Like maybe my voice is good. Like maybe I should kind of like try this. It was a really cool start. And then Spotify for me has been kind of like the main push that I've gotten really, really lucky with.
Okay, BTMG Mexico, what about you? How does these sites help you in your music career?
I mean, really it just gave me more opportunity. Cause just like everybody mimicking SoundCloud ways of letting artists, you know, work directly with them. So, you know, it just giving me opportunity to expand to different audiences and things like that way. Okay,
and how'd you get your start in music?
I got my start in music just playing around. My little brother just, you know, it starts off as fun, then, you know, you start seeing a little potential, start seeing what you can do, people, you know, liking it, so you move from there. Okay, and what was the first platform you put your music out on? Oh, SoundCloud. I still got my first song 100%. Up there now.
Yeah,
awesome.
I agree.
Shreyla, what about you? How'd you get your start?
Same. A lot of my friends from back in Maryland made music and whatnot, and just kind of built me up from there. And then, like you said, it just started as something you do for fun with like a few friends, and the next thing you know, you have like stuff to put out to other people. Yeah. So it works out pretty well. But SoundCloud for sure, it's definitely a good way to start. It's free, so.
Right. Okay. So in looking at Miley Cyrus and even Beyonce, who have both put out entire albums kind of in this unconventional way. They don't tell anybody they're dropping it, and it's just boom, there it is. We've seen a lot of this, and it's actually really successful. So does that change the perspective of releasing music in a new way for you guys? Jack, what do you think about that?
It could definitely like make a lot of hype around a single album, whether that's like a good or bad thing. I remember like the first time this happened, it was like Drake dropped that album, like If You're Reading This, It's Too Late, and that like, I think that, I don't know if that was the first one, but that it changed a lot of things, and like hype is the big word for it. Like it makes a lot of that.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. And I think, Jack, for you, most importantly, what's one of the albums that dropped that you weren't really expecting it to be like popping, but it was fire?
So when Frank Ocean released like Endless, like the music video album along with Blonde, that like changed it. That was like really big for me. Endless by Frank Ocean, good album.
What about you guys?
I would actually go the counter argument and say Blonde by Frank Ocean, actually, just having that like second kind of thing going there. I just think it was amazing. Listening on vinyl and all that stuff, I got it like the day it dropped on like vinyl. I'm like a huge like vinyl geek, but yeah, just really anything, like you said, that just kind of comes, you're not really expecting it, even if it has a single or two or not a single. It's kind of nice to just have new music from new people, so.
Right. And what about you?
Everything be brand new to me. I just see whatever going on, just listen to it, you know, that's what I be doing. You know, people be promoting, and that's cool too. You know, that's what I be on. But I don't be just focused on just listen to the music instead of catching up with it. Okay, well, fun fact about me, Beyonce actually released Lemonade, the visual album. Y'all, that was crazy. Do you guys see yourself releasing like a visual album with it? So give me a scene. What are you trying to perpetrate to your fans? I tell you, I'm walking in the bank, that's facts. I'm walking in the bank, and I'm walking out with a lot of money. That's the whole mood right there.
Okay, straight with me.
Oh wow, that's a lot to compare to. I would say I feel like I don't really have something yet. I feel like when the time comes and like new music's coming out and I have like a team around me, then that would be a lot different. But right now it would be like kind of a huge. That's a good one to say, but that kind of took the icing on the cake. So I'm gonna say I haven't got there yet.
Okay.
That's my final answer.
Okay, so I'll pose another question to you all. How do you think the accessibility of the internet affects the competition of the music industry?
Face it all the way.
Okay.
Like, you can pull out your phone, check out new tracks versus trying to find a radio. You can listen to the radio on your phone through the internet nowadays, so just changed a lot.
Yeah, and accessibility too, I think is great.
Mm-hmm. I think with the capability of all these like social media sites you have and just like iMessage and all that stuff, it's just so quick to send stuff out, whether it's like your own stuff or just like someone else's stuff.
Yeah.
So like you said, kind of just ideas and stuff like spread rapidly like that just through sending links, and next thing you know it's trending on Twitter or Instagram or whatever. And then it's the next big thing. There you are, you're in the limelight. So.
And Jack, as a consumer, what's your input on that?
Yeah, I mean, like accessibility. You can like my friend's our friend. He texts me the SoundCloud drop when his SoundCloud drops, and like it's cool, but like to come at it from a different point, like there's so much music out there, and like it's like is it hard to cover it all? Can we listen to all this music? And then like SoundCloud, like it's a proving ground. Like you're competing against like everyone.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It must be tough.
So right there.
Right. Awesome. Well, thank you all so much for joining us.
Oh, no problem.
Yeah.
Great
Sorry,
being here.
All right, thank you for feeling appreciated. Thank you so much. We'll see you all right back here after the break.
Bored? Try Kendama. It's the new ball in a cup like toy unlike any other. The object is to get the ball in the bowl. It's really not that hard. What? Play it anytime, anywhere. Let the ball be your guide. Kendama.
Product includes small cup, large cup, bottom cup, and spike.
Find in the tour aisle or at kendama.com.
Lake Claire's Universities of Central Florida's place for relaxation, tranquility, and a good time. Students who crave the outdoors can experience the wonders of Lake Claire and all the benefits it has to offer. Lake Claire offers a wide variety of kayaks, wakeboards, canoes, and much, much more. All of this is free for UCF students and can be rented out every day of the year except for on football game days. Students can take advantage of the wide open spaces and throw around a frisbee with your friends, or attack the ball with our sandy volleyball court. Come by the dock, sit down, and enjoy the beautiful view of Lake Claire's clear blue waters. Located just off the side of Gemini Boulevard and Greek Park Drive, this bubble of nature is one you must check out after finals week. For more information and rentals, visit our website so you can enjoy Lake Claire today.
Welcome back to Culture Pop. To close out our show, we bring you an exclusive interview with Billboard Top 100 artist Gnash. We sat down with him while on his Broken Hearts Club tour stop in Orlando. Let's check it out. First things first, congratulations, you just released your new album, We. I've been like listening to it for the past like week.
Thanks.
No problem, it's really good.
Thanks.
So what has been, your music touches on so many different genres. So if you had to name the blend of genres you make, what would you call it?
I'd call it Happy Sad, which is also like what my label's called and my clothing line and everything that I do, kind of. It's just kind of like the balance of a bunch of feelings. And yeah, I guess that's the bucket I'd put it in, but if you had to put it in like a traditional bucket, I guess I'd call it like alternative pop.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. All right, so can you talk a little bit more about how you transform your raw emotions into these songs?
Yeah, sure. So growing up, like my dad always encouraged me to talk about how I feel. And so it was super important to me that I found an outlet for that as an adult as well. So when I was, you know, coming out of college and everything, I started just recording my thoughts and feelings and putting them out on SoundCloud. And people really connected, and that made me feel great. So then that was kind of like what kept me going, is that, you know, people reacted in a positive way to the music I was making. And then basically I kept doing that, and it worked out in a big way with a song called I Hate You, I Love You, and thankful for Olivia O'Brien for that. And then you know, I'm constantly inspired by the people who listen, really is what it comes down to. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. And then one of the interesting things about you is that you create these mini documentaries and these videos that, you know, give us a background of how you create these songs. How do you think that impacts the genuine connection you have with your fans?
I think it's just nice to give everybody a little bit more detail. It's like my favorite thing with artists I love, is just learning little things about them that maybe you wouldn't learn from the music necessarily, or from the music videos. So it's important to me to always keep people updated and kind of let everybody know what's going on. And at the same time have my own life and my own personal life, and you know, I like to think I show them what like Gnash does versus like what Garrett does.
Yeah, and I feel like your fans appreciate that. That's
absolutely,
cool
and like I appreciate them for accepting that like I do what I can.
Yeah, that's awesome. And then what has the impact of social media been like on your career, especially with your rise on SoundCloud?
Yeah, I'd say like music is in an interesting place when it comes to its relationship with social media, because there's kind of a necessity with it, just in a way of like me like marketing myself via that. At the same time, like I love the internet for the positive things it does, like bringing people together and helping people find common interest about things. But the things that it also does are like allow people to have kind of a veil for a lot of negativity and things like that. And granted, I'm fortunate enough that like I don't get a lot of that, just because I put out a lot of goodness, and thankfully a lot of that goodness comes back around to me. But you know, I see what people say to other people online, and it just upsets me. So, but when it comes to me, I'm thankful for social media, because it allows me to kind of communicate with the people who care the most directly, and I think that's awesome, and something that people have never been able to do in the past before. So, you know, if I was able to tweet at John Lennon, I think that'd be pretty cool as a fan.
Yeah, that's
so,
amazing.
Yeah.
Awesome. So one of the things that I'm so excited to talk about is these super cool shades that you kind of made a part of your brand.
Yeah, Circle Sunnies.
Circle Sunnies. So let's talk about them. What makes them you?
I don't know. I wore them a lot for a period of time, like when my logo was getting made, and then I kind of just stuck to it, and I like the way they look on my face. I've learned recently they make my face like round out in my chin a little bit more than necessarily sometimes I want to. So I've been trying some other shapes recently, but because they're part of the logo, I wear them for the shows. I try to give people the ultimate experience of like what they're. I try to fulfill expectations in the best way I can, and then beat the expectations a little bit more than maybe what they're expecting. So, yeah, so we always wear the sunglasses, but with the Wii stuff, I've been wearing them less and less, just because I'm proud of who I am, and I don't necessarily always need to hide. And I'm thankful for the people that come out to the shows, because they love me for me, and I love them for the same reason.
Awesome, that's great. And then one last thing.
Yeah.
With the song T-shirt has been like one of my favorites.
Oh, thanks.
You still have the red faded one with the no sleeves?
Yeah, to be honest, that song was more of just a fun song that we wrote, and like that was one of the better images I could come up with. But the story's actually based on my dad getting his Letterman jacket stolen from him in high school. And so yeah, so I kind of like riffed off of that a little bit, and but you know, like I think everybody kind of has one of those pieces of clothing from somebody that you know that you think about from time to time. So so that's kind of what that song's based on.
Awesome, great. If you would like to add anything else?
Oh yeah, I love you. My name's Garrett. My artist project is called Gnash, and I hope you listen to my album We. I'm very proud of it. Thank you so much.
Such a great artist and such an amazing album. Thank you all so much. A special shout out to our panel guests and Mae Krell and Smart Punk Records, and also once again Gnash. Be sure to tune in next month where we preview some of our amazing YouTube artists. We will see you soon, and always remember, I'm your host Shania Richburg, who keeps it poppin'.
Important topics he focuses on as governor. DeSantis says the environment